guys,
Okay.
is it okay if I try to do a couple things? Or Chris, Rod, do you want to do anything?
Yeah. I'm not planning on doing anything in particular on the boat, barring unforeseeable events. But yeah, go ahead, Ron.
All right. Well, the only thing that I had a couple of things in mind, and one of them, before I try to remember the other one. Oh yeah, two things. Thing number one is to try and make a funny song all about these misadventures of uh, a misadventures of a wolfling in Smith City who fell from one peril into another and one peril into another. And part of the joke is that even though she was sweet and nice and had a good heart, she kept falling into perfidy and having to cut and slash her way out at least a couple of times. Anyway, every verse is funnier than the last one, is the idea. Most of it's made up, but it's obvious that I'm basing it partly on what I heard. It may also sort of express the fact that I could not make head or tail of her account, so I might as well just make a joke out of it. And besides, it's funny. It's got a little refrain that everybody's supposed to sing along. So, can I try to compose it?
You absolutely can. Are you doing it in the cabin or on deck? Or
I'm on deck, just plinking away.
Cool.
And actually, I do quite a good job at it with my artistry. At 11, rolling an 81, I end up with a great song. I imagine that I've got people like shouting the refrain. By the time I've kind of picked out the chords and things, I've actually got people singing along on the refrain. I'm looking up and going, "Oh, this one's working."
Cool. It sounds like it could spread across the.
When we get to Tourmaline, you should take this to ASCAP.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I want to do is to take a look at those letters, finally.
Okay, cool. Just to say, did you want to give a song a title? You'll know, or think about that for later.
I'll think about the title.
Cool. Let's have, if you're rummaging through the paperwork, this sounds like a literacy roll, not to be able to read it so much as be able to understand what all this the paper are about.
My literacy isn't actually all that great. So,
if customs is better, you could perhaps do that. Business paperwork. Or business, if any of those are any better. I don't know. Easy going with that.
Business will be good.
Okay. Paperwork? Is business paperwork? Have a look at it. That seems like a thing that would...
it's not a great roll.
Yeah.
No, it's an inferior roll, so I'm an inferior result. So I think I'll just sort of muddle through it and realize that I don't quite get it.
Oh, it's not literacy now, so I can't do that. I was going to give you a column shift because it's Elvish. Doesn't matter. Inferior. So, yeah, you can. It's very clear there are various conflicts between the Starry Night Company and other people, but it's not really. You can't really work through the legalese and the jargon exactly what the deals were. Who
just turn papers, incriminating papers on my own family over to who knows who. So I think I'll stuff these away. Who am I supposed to give them to again?
Morningstar wanted you to hand them over to the Hill. Specifically, I think he was after you giving them to the Bleeding Heart Militia. But
oh well, that's way.
Well, that ain't happening.
Yeah, exactly. Good. All right, so much for him. Okay, I'm done.
Cool.
Classically, if you've got something you want to get rid of, we've got a whole ocean.
Well, knowledge is power.
Okay.
So,
although as long as we're at least in mechanical terms exploiting my sister, I'm considering consulting with her about them. But I haven't done it yet.
Okay. We can stick a pin in there. So the ship makes its way down the canal.
I guess
the moonlit sea. Yep.
That girl would try to do as we're working our way along. I would use my to see if I can find any cutweed.
Ooh.
Working our way down.
Okay.
Medicinal plant.
So,
Kind of seaweed.
being a bit mindful of that, you need to spend lots of time searching to search for that. But I suppose if you
Dredge the canal bed.
it does occur near water, so that is a good. If you're willing to spend a lot of time sitting on the edge of the boat, peering over the edge, looking for things, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to do that. Let's have a plant roll. You need only to get a pass around it.
Passable.
You got a passable. Okay, so using the wonders of the table.
1 times 2 doses or something. I don't know if that multiple's the same for all of them.
I think it probably is, but I will have to go back and look at the thing. But I'm also applying the principle of a passable roll. You just about get what you want, and maybe in the roll. You can see it. It's on the bank. So close. The ship's not stopping. Are you going to dive into the water to go and get?
No, that's just cruel. You found it, but all right then.
No, but
I'm letting you search for it from the side of a boat. I think that was quite generous.
Could I use a plant mastery spell to get it to come over to me?
Ah.
That seems like a thing that could happen.
Plant mastery is my new magic.
Yeah.
If that's what you went with, then who am I to stop you doing that? Why would I even imagine? Okay, so you just want the plant to, in some way, come over to you on the boat.
Yeah, fish it out of the.
Yeah, okay, so that's going to be, because I am feeling like a 0 point cost spell.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So you don't need to take anything away, you can just roll with your plant mastery, and we'll see how it goes.
98.
Ooh, okay.
Here,
So-
planty. Pop.
Awesome.
Okay, right, here's check what cut we were supposed to like.
Cool to get a check on that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. It sounds like it's, I guess, twisting its way up and round the I guess maybe there's a rope ladder or something down the side of the boat for getting things like that, and it's twisting its way up and around that, and bits of weed are slowly inching their way and crawling to a cupped hand as you handle this.
I have to fish it out. My awesome roll just brings it right there for me.
Okay, cool. You have 2. Once you have dried them out in your cabin, you have 2 uses of purple.
Okay.
Write it down on your sheet alongside the check mark you have against your thing. I think probably awesome roll. Some of the crew possibly see and are impressed or not noticeably distressed about this. So maybe they'll remember this for future. Be suitably in awe of you, of your awesomeness. Right. Christabel, anything else you want to do while the ship sails down through the canal?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So the ship sails down to the canal, out into the moonlit sea in the unnamed gulf that I called, and into the and out towards Tourmaline as the moon rises overhead. Um, I don't know. People go to sleep. People decide who's keeping an eye on snaps.
Cool. Should we
Who
close
is
it
keeping an
out?
eye on snaps?
It's a good image.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm happy to do that. I have all sorts of fun things that might happen as the sun goes down, but yeah. Thank you very much, everybody.
That's kind
we
of a
will.
fascinating example of one of those potentially. I mean, we talk about these sessions in which you run around trying to do ordinary things and nothing goes right, and it's just this sort of grind of fuck. We just tried to get pizza, and look, we had to make all these rolls, and everything went wrong. God, how awful! And it's kind of funny. It's strangely enough, the last third of it just kind of leveled off into sort of an interesting place, by contrast.
Yes.
So it almost becomes sort of a little comedic. God, it was really hard to get out of there, but after all, it worked out pretty well. So that's
Especially when you add on to that all the troubles in Smith City, that everything now is kind of
right. Well, it's kind of like, let's enjoy our boat ride while we can.
I have to say, of the various options of direction, I had kind of discounted the canal as it was on the side of the city, and I thought you were going to like.
Yeah. Contact with
fine.
the enemy and all. Listen, I'm gonna turn off the. Oh wait, before I turn off
do
the
your
recording.
checks.
Yeah, let's do our checks. How many checks do we get?
Shall we say? I was going to say 2, but since everything went so wrong for you,
you're going to give us an extra, just as sort of a generalized catastrophic across the board.
Yeah.
All right. There. Got it. And didn't get it. Oh, all right. So I put my checks in run, swim, and climb on the ground.
What you think I'm going to do to you?
Swim sounds like a really good idea.
And I did get run and swim. Didn't get climb, but it feels like just you really want your character to be good at the basics in this game.
That's true.
Moving around, talking, walking and chewing gum at the same time. Not something to take for granted.
Perhaps not. But hey, what could I possibly have planned to do after?
For me was plant mastery, so I took that up another point.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I guess I should put some checks in my control spell so I have the nerve to actually use it at some point.
Are you keeping it? I know you were thinking maybe you.
Yeah, I'm keeping it. I'm not rethinking the choice. It's just a matter of using it when.
I imagine the number it starts at is not very high.
It's 8.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, well,
it's not terrible, but
it's not terrible.
It's a matter of having finding a use for it, I guess.
Indeed.
So my swim has gone up, probably just by
good
on a boat, right? And my legends has gone up. I've decided I'm going to start really working up legends.
Cool.
That's not a terrible idea.
And my head continues to armor itself mysteriously. And I do not. I got checks on some high attributes, but they didn't go up. and one or there's something else in there. Anyway, yeah, a couple of things bumped up okay.
Oh, cool.